Hello everybody, it's been a little bit. Before I start the video off, I just want to say, or rather, showcase three probably highlights or heads up, before I start doing the video. But you might have likely already know or heard these, but I'll say them either way for people who haven't. Number one is MX got a remodel. Pretty cool. Now his overalls are a little bit different. He looks a little bit chubbier, but I'm assuming likely to fit more of his original design how he is, obviously. Nothing wrong with that. Face is a little different. And a couple changes here and there. But honestly, I like the design. It looks pretty cool. And then there's an alternate version or style. Not really sure if I'm missing anything else, but it's just, really him with black nails. No, not much, just black nails, really. Next we got is, like I said, you probably already know, but it's that Be the Mimic is getting a redesign too. We don't really have a full model, or at least as of now, just this teaser image. Can't wait to see how. I'm assuming he'll might get a rework, maybe, or not, I don't know. But then again, who knows? We don't know, and then we'll see. And then number 3 is the most recent one, Stricken redesign. He's blue now, has a little evil TV with a little creepy face on it. He's blue. And then, not sure if you've seen the GIF that's been floating around, but kind of his little head kind of reminds me like a little butterfly or a little moth. It's so cool, it's so awesome. Just look at that little creature. Besides that, he has big old ears now, same face. And antennas with electricity coming out or anything. Not really sure how to describe it, but yeah, there's that. Just want to cover those 3 before we get into every other change and whatnot that's approaching. So once again, I'll be splitting. I won't cover everything entirely because there's a lot to unpack. So I'd rather just be splitting it probably 2-3 videos, we'll see later down this week. But anyways, let's get right into it. So first we have is probably some small changes, but Shopkeeper is getting reanimated again to have brand new, I guess item animations, this and that. Not much, but just expect her to get reanimated again, probably brand new. Next is this is old news. Like I said, I'm coming over old news. But Baldi's in the Recode. He's already in the main game, but I just figured it's been a month already, so some of it's kind of lots of info. Next we have is a screenshot of, I'm assuming, how the generators and chests work. If you want to read everything, pause the video. Well, I'll keep it up for a little bit in case you want to read it, or if you're interested in it. It's pretty cool. Alright, next we have is by someone. I guess I'm not really sure what the full question is because it's cut out. But Blade says, I plan on tutorial/tips. We kind of already have that in the main game, but I'm assuming he's likely going to rework it to make it more visually for new players. Considering that, in my opinion, Pillar Chase isn't really a beginner type. Well, not as of now a beginner type game, but once the tutorial, and I'm not sure if you remember a long time ago, there's supposed to be a little practice range or whatever, so you can for monsters. That's kind of old. Maybe that will likely come along with it, but then again, who knows? Alright, after that, another image for MX, probably likely his intro or whatnot. You can kind of see his eyes a little bit, but he looks pretty evil, Next we have is another teaser image for MX. Looks pretty badass if I say so myself. Anyways, on to the next one. I guess it's sort of a rework or change now. but Taskmaster is getting a change. Now instead it highlights all nearby tasks, and completing a task grants bonus coins. So now for people who I guess want to grind some coins, get extra currency for skins, or let's say there's a Christmas like event with limited Christmas skins, Halloween, New Year's, this and that, you know, you never know. So in case you want to get those coins, Taskmaster. Then again, if you've already been playing this game for a long time, which then again, who knows if especially every objective in every map when the Recode comes out would be changed or the same, but probably after a while, all the people who are likely gonna know what every spot is for every objective, this is just pretty easy money. So pretty good though. Next we have from Blade Ninja, Hell Map from Pillar Chase 1 will return in Recode. I have played Pillar Chase 1, but honestly I don't really know what the Hell Map is. I think the last time I ever touched Pillar Chase 1 was once again when I was trying to cope with the fact that Pillar Chase 2 back at the time was down for like copyright issues before it got brought back up. Not really sure what the Hell Map is or looks like, but hey, new map from old game to new game. Next we have is a new visual, I guess, on when a spider is attacking you in the face. I guess here is the first person view, you know, and then we have third person view of what the spider looks like on your face. Pretty scary. Next we have is a skin that was greenlit for PCX, but at the end of the day, due to copyright issues, will likely never ever see the skin at all. But yeah, the skin also, because of the fact that I'm assuming at the time he had way too many PCX skins, and it was not really greenlit, and it was just, you know, just sitting there. But yeah, don't ever expect to see the skin ever again. Before I get into the rest of the stuff, just want to give a friendly reminder that all of the stuff that I'm reading and whatnot is from the account Pillar Chase 2 News on Twitter. You know, give them a follow. They're the ones that are providing all this information, screenshots and everything. And it's also where I get my information, which I read and share with you guys. For those people who want to know more about Pillar Chase and everything upcoming, but they don't really like, you know, Twitter or Dex, whatever you call it, you know. I'll leave their profile in the description. If you use it and you want to give them a follow, hey, go ahead. They're really good on information wise. Next we have is, I'm assuming, brand new note designs for the dungeon. Maybe they might be another maps too that we don't know, or rework, but as of now we don't know. But we got Arthur. Next we have Slenderman. Then we have MX. I guess, you know, from the new remodel, you know. Then we got Rosemary, just creepy. And finally we have Fuwadi. Like I said, you know, with the whole Recode, I'm assuming every single note is obviously getting redesigned, because, you know, why would they keep the old one? And now here's a new way on how to, I guess, swipe the notes now. Here's a little video to showcase it. Alright, afterwards, we have what appears to be from Blade Ninja himself. Okay, so the game spawns with 6 extra gears. And then he says, just in case someone is trolling and won't put theirs in. But, and he said, it doesn't count towards the gears found objective, obviously. Yeah. So you might be confused as to what people mean by trolling. I mean, to put it simple, I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but there's obviously going to be one or two or a couple people who I don't know, or who knows if they would at that point, that are likely mad or this and that about somebody or whatnot, and you're likely going to try to throw your game off or throw the game entirely by just hoarding all the gears. preventing people to escape and then having to sit the whole round and potentially dying to the monster. Which, yeah, that's gonna be an issue if it happens. So that's why by Blade putting 60 gear parts, those guys won't be able to hoard them all and obviously throw the match entirely, you know, and being pity about it. So a pretty good thing, obviously. Next we have is the dungeon. I guess new background, OST noise, whatnot. So I'll play the whole thing here. But if you already heard it, or you're just not interested, skip to this part right here that's on screen. Alright, next we have is, once again, this is old, you know, but like I said, if you haven't touched the original Pillar Chase game for a while and you have never knew whether a couple of people that got removed are back, well, Baldi's back, EXE is back, and Vita Mimic is back. So at least those are the three that I think have been returned, unless there was more. But if you're a Baldi player, EXE, or Vita Mimic player, then hey, your monsters are back in the game for you to grind again, or play again, you know? Pretty cool. Also, the old Black Sun map currently is in the game now. So now we have an old map that was removed for a long time, but it's in the back. Just know this is not their picture, or I'm not sure who provided this picture, but it was from the account, so I don't know if it's from them or not, but sorry, it looks a little bit blurry. So yeah. Then Blade Ninja gave a patch out, smaller patch for the main game. Slide now requires 30 stamina to use, and distance reduced a little bit, and that is all. Obviously, you know, slide, but then once Recode comes out, that'll be gone, so all this is temporary. Next we have is from somebody questioning, all the players escaped at once, and for some reason we are still in the game. Blade is saying, only 50% of the alive players can escape. There's a limit, not a bug. So that way everybody won't be able to just leave, and hey, that's just quick. So that way the monster can at least stay around and get some kills, you know, to make things fair and even. Next we have is an emote wheel, which on one hand it kind of sucks, because in the pillar chase right now you can use every emote that you have unlocked or bought. But I guess with this feature now it limits you to only 4, which kind of sucks. But then again, hopefully it makes it easier to scroll, especially if there's any console pillar chasers, because as a fellow console player myself, it's kind of excruciating to emotes. So hopefully this change will be good. Next we have is an emote for the new wheel, which is just a little wave. Here it is. Next we have is Blade's thoughts about the Recode, or what he wants it to be. Recode feels a lot more intense / scary, question mark. It will be a fun experience, and I can't wait to see how other monsters play into Recode. I have lots of ideas I want to implement. I am very excited to start scripting other monsters for Recode. Movesets in current Pillar Chase 2 don't matter, because 90% of them are getting tweaks. Think they're gonna jump off and pull them back. Sledge whipping people who are standing by a ledge as AO1 is awesome. Just did a server wipe on Eclipse as AO1. Pretty cool. Next we have is the shopkeeper is now getting moved to the middle of the lobby, and your other location where the shop used to be at is, I guess, I'm assuming now an art gallery. So if you're someone who likes to make Pillar Chase fan art, to the community, then please, well, I'm showing the images here, but you can see, who knows, maybe your art is featured on here. Here's a couple images of the new art gallery. Alright, next we have is a pretty cool, honestly, statue of Valum, Rosemary, and Vapor. I'm gonna be honest, these would be really cool if these are actually like real statues, or if there's a possibility they could be. Because I would 100% invest and buy all 3 of these if I would. Like, how cool it would be having a Valum, Vapor, and Rosemary, like actual statues from Pillar Chase, just sitting next to you on your desk. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool statues. Next we have is unexpected, but a little peek at the MX new remodel, or in game, as well as his PNG or monster icon being updated into the Recode. Pretty cool. Here's another screenshot by somebody saying, "Guess I was super stuck and people complaining about characters." Blade saying, "Jeff undergoing a lot of changes." Obviously, if he never got any changes and the Recode was out, he would be completely like countered, because it's third person and a bunch of other changes too. So any Jeff players expected him to likely receive a rework, kind of, or rather a big drastic change in his gameplay. Next we have is a clip. Right here I'll show just MX, so here are a couple of clips. Alright, here's a close-up picture of MX new remodel. Also, if you notice in the last clip, he no longer has end leg, so now he just does straight punches. Pretty crazy for MX. Here is MX's new chase theme now, obviously, so here it is right here. Alright, and I'll do the last couple ones, but here's another one by somebody in the Pillage Suit Chat. I will, Vapor vs. Smoker, I will make Whist revamp cool for Recode. So it appears Whist is getting a revamp to the movesets and likely skins getting changed. Pretty interesting, see how that goes. And then more chat saying, I'm remodeling her to look more like a mama again. Expect her in a billion years. By the way, for my Zero Mother fans, which I guess likely she's getting a redesign. Not anytime soon though, but just hey, something to take note for anybody, any Mother fans. And probably a couple last things before I end off the video here, and probably upload the rest, or rather, explain the rest in another video, because it would be likely too long. Is MX is able to grab you on your head. He is able to grab you. Pretty crazy, guys. A picture of just Survivor just grabbed by MX. So we're gonna recreate that Omni-Man holding Mark or Invincible onto the train. Pretty funny. And then here's a clip of MX grabbing the Survivor. Next we have is another version of MX grabbing, but this time he, I guess, throws the person. As well as a jump. Okay, next is another, probably two last things before I save the rest for another video. MX is also able to make the character ragdoll instead of just sit still. Probably give him a second to, like, you know, go in there, attack or whatnot. And then also the fact that he's able to throw the Survivor at another Survivor to deal with likely environment damage or whatnot. So I guess you could say he's gonna go bowling then, you know. Alright, and then this is from a while ago, but do you guys want a new Recode gameplay video coming soon? If you didn't know, he did upload a new Recode, so see that in a bit. Last thing that before I go over is the POV of Survivor getting grabbed by MX. And you go flying. And then another small thing, shows the keybind of what to do when you're grabbing somebody with MX. Also, if you want to drop the Survivor in case like there's another one nearby or whatnot, you could just drop him. Next is another image of the binds. So I'm assuming you can like swap them or whatnot, but temporary, obviously. Next is MX gets increased pow hop leap distance for 2 seconds after throwing someone, so you can catch up to them. So more distance, obviously. Next is the old jump now is getting a redesign, so this won't be in the game anymore. So goodbye. Next we have is pretty interesting, but I guess how the new jump now looks for whenever I guess the Survivor has to jump during MX. Pretty cool and really animated. I like it. Next is possibly the icon of when MX is grabbing you, so you have to likely spam that in order to escape his grasp. So it's not entirely like just, oh, if he grabs you it's over. You have a chance to escape if you click it close enough. Next we have is just a picture of MX throwing a Survivor out the building. and a little screenshot of MX's new intro. Screenshot, mind you. And that's about it. I will leave a link to, well, you likely have already seen it, obviously, but if you want to see it again, because why not? MX has new Recode gameplay uploaded by Ninja, so you know how he will work and look like in the Recode. I'll leave that link in the description, check it out, but that's about it for now. I'll make another video about Vita Mimic and whatnot and everything else coming soon. Next video later this week, so be on the lookout for that. But that's about it. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe if you want to, consider joining the membership. Not really sure what to do at the moment with it, but I'll think of something hopefully. And that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.